I'll share my screen. So till now, what we have done in Laplace transformation, we have seen what is Laplace transformation. So you have a function f of t, and then you convert it into f of s by means of Laplace transformation. We have seen list of formulas, and then we have also seen some properties, and then we can also go back, right? Now obviously whenever you create some tool in mathematics, it for sure is used somewhere in applications also. So first one application we have already seen of Laplace transformation. This is what we have already done. Okay, so what next? We will be looking at applications. So we have already seen that some integrals can be computed. Okay, some integrals. For example, we have computed integral of this form. Suppose I give you, do you remember where we have put the value of s is equal to 0 or s is equal to something to compute the value of the integral using Laplace transformation? For example, you can have any, suppose I want this e raised to power 2x sine x upon x dx, right? I want its value from 0 to infinity. So what I can do, I can instead compute the Laplace transformation of this function, and then I can put s is equal to 0. So something like this we have already done. So today we will be seeing how can we use Laplace transformation to solve initial value problem and boundary value problems. These are actually differential equations with initial or boundary condition, right? So this is the target for today's lecture, and then we will move on to the next topic also, because this will take less time. So let us see what is this initial value problem and what is boundary value problem. Then we will be doing how we can use Laplace transformation to solve initial value problem and boundary value problems. So what are initial value problems? What are initial value problems? So initial value problems are differential. You see, if you have a differential equation, suppose you have this first order differential equation, so you know its solution is going to be a family of functions. And if you are looking for a function, a particular member which satisfies this thing, then this is a differential equation along with an initial condition. This is called an initial value problem. Fine. And what is the boundary value problem? So suppose you have a second order differential equation, suppose something like this. Okay, and its solution is a parameter family of curves. Then to find out the arbitrary constants, you need two conditions. If those two conditions are given at a at two different points, suppose you are given y at x naught is y naught and y at x1 is y1, and generally these points are the boundary points. So that is called boundary value problem. Here also the second order problem also can be an initial value problem. For example, you can have something like this, and both the conditions are given at a single point, something like this. Then this is a initial value problem. Okay, so if the conditions are given at a single point, that is an initial value problem, and most of the times that point is the initial point, but it is not compulsory. And if the conditions are given at two different points, then that is called a boundary value problem. So let us see how we can use Laplace transformation to solve initial value problems and boundary value problems. So I am solving, I'll directly take a question. So solve y double dash plus 2y dash minus 8 minus 3y is equal to 3 using Laplace transformation. You see, we have already solved this equation in the last chapter. Is this clear? बेटा कर सकते हैं ना इसको, लास्ट चैप्टर वाले क्वेश्चन में हमने किया ना. इसमें कैसे करेंगे? पहले आप होमोजेनियस सॉल्व करोगे, फिर इस पे मेथड ऑफ वेरिएशन ऑफ पैरामीटर लगा लो, चाहे मेथड ऑफ अनडिटरमाइंड कोएफिशिएंट्स लगा लो. ओके, so let us see how we can solve it using Laplace transformation. So the first step is take Laplace transformation on both sides. Take Laplace transformation on both sides. So what you'll get Ly double dash plus 2y dash minus 3y is equal to L of 3. Now you use linearity. So you'll get Ly double dash plus 2Ly dash minus 3L of y is equal to L of 3, 3L of 1. Now anybody what is इसके साथ आपको क्वेश्चन में ये भी दे रखा है y at 0 is 4 and y dash at 0 is minus 7. Okay, so these are your initial conditions. This is our initial value problem क्योंकि 0 पे दे रखी है ना दोनों. Clear? Okay. Now, just a minute. Okay. Now, can you tell me anybody what is the formula for this? This was s square L of y minus s y of 0 minus y dash 0. Do you remember? Plus 2 times. What is the formula for this? This is s L of y minus y of 0 minus 3L of y is equal to 3 by s. Now you combine these terms, L of y terms. So they are s square plus 2s minus 3 L of y. What is the value of y of 0? Y of 0 is given to be 4. So this is minus 4s. And what is y dash of 0? That is minus, this is minus 1, not minus 7, sorry. Okay, so that is minus 1. Is that thing clear? Anything else we have? We have here also, right? This is y of 0 is 4. So this is minus 8. Okay. Yeah. Is this in clear? यहाँ तक किसी को doubt है बेटा? Anybody having doubt till here? मैंने क्या किया है? सिर्फ Laplace transformation ली है. So यहाँ से just a minute, मुझे ना बस ये confuse, मैंने calculation -7 से की है. Okay, fine. Sorry. So ये आपका क्या हो जाएगा? यहाँ से आप L of y निकाल लोगे. Take these terms on the other side. 3 by s plus 4s plus 1 is equal to s square plus 2s minus 3 L of y. So from here you get this is 3 plus 4s square plus s divided by s. So यहाँ से L of y आ गया आपके पास 3 plus 4s square plus s divided by s square plus 2s minus 3. यहाँ तक क्लियर है सबको? बेटा प्लीज बोलिए.
थोड़ा स्क्रॉल अप
सिंपल अभी तक हमने कुछ नहीं किया है, सिर्फ लैपलेस ट्रांसफॉर्म लिया है और एल वाई निकाल लिया. हमने निकालना क्या है? y एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ t. सो अभी क्या करूं मैं? एनीबडी? व्हाट शुड आई डू नाउ? आई वांट टू कंप्यूट y but instead I computed L of y. What should I do now?
Ma'am, inverse Laplace.
Yes. Yeah, yes. Now take Laplace inverse transformation. So what you will get on the left hand side? L inverse of L of y, that will be y, is equal to L inverse of 3 plus 4s square plus s upon s square plus 2s minus 3. Okay, so you get y on the left hand side. Can you take Laplace inverse? इसका Laplace inverse कैसे लेंगे बेटा?
नीचे फैक्टर.
Yeah, so factors बनाइए पहले. S, this is s plus 3, s minus 1. Now you make partial fractions. Okay, so मैं लिख रही हूँ, I will get minus 1 by s plus 3 by s plus 3 plus 2 by s minus 1. कर लेना अपने आप. Y of t. So now you can take inverse. What is this? L inverse of -1 by s is -1 plus 3. L inverse of 1 upon s plus 3 is e raised power minus 3, and this is plus 2 e raised power t. So your solution is yt is equal to minus 1 plus 3 e raised power minus c, 3t plus 2 e raised power t. Is this thing clear, beta? किसी को डाउट इसमें? Let us do one more problem. Y double dash plus 4y is equal to 0. Y of 0 is 1. Y dash 0 is 6. So again, same thing. You will take Laplace transformation. If you take Laplace transformation, you'll get L of y double dash plus 4y is equal to 0. Now you use linearity. L y double dash plus 4. L of y is equal to 0. Now what is this? This is s square L of y minus L sy of 0 minus y dash 0 plus 4 L of y is equal to 0. Now you put y of 0 is 1. So this is s square and this you combine plus 4 L of y. So I have just combined these two terms, this one and this one. Now I'm putting the value of y of 0 is 1. So minus s, y dash 0 is 6, minus 6 is equal to 0. So you'll get L of y is equal to s plus 6 upon s square plus 4. Now we want y. So you'll take Laplace inverse. So you'll get L inverse of L of y is equal to L inverse of s plus 6 upon s square plus 4. Now this is L inverse of s upon s square plus 4 plus 6 L inverse of 1 upon s square plus 4. So I'll just bring 2 here and 3 here. You know why. So what is this? This is cos of 2t and this is sine of 2t, right? So you get cos of 2t plus 3 times sine of 2t. This is your y of t. Okay. Now you see, it's much easier as compared to अगर आप दूसरी तरह करोगे. आपको वहां पे इसका क्या आएगा, पहले ऑक्सिलरी इक्वेशन लिखोगे. इसमें तो चलो फिर भी ठीक है. लास्ट क्वेश्चन में आपको क्योंकि राइट हैंड साइड ये नॉन होमोजीनियस है तो आपको इधर यू हैव टू अप्लाई मेथड ऑफ वेरिएशन ऑफ पैरामीटर और मेथड ऑफ अनडिटरमाइंड कोएफिशिएंट. यहाँ पे भी अगर आप इसको सिंपल करोगे तो m स्क्वायर प्लस 4 इज इक्वल टू 0, m इज इक्वल टू प्लस माइनस 2 आएटा. So you write y is equal to a cos 2t plus b sin 2t. Then you will put y of 0 is equal to 1 and y dash 0 is equal to 6. वो फिर आप a b निकालोगे. यहाँ पे वो यहाँ पे यूज हो जाते हैं कि आपने y0 और y dash 0 की वैल्यू पुट कर दी तो आपको आर्बिट्रेरी कांस्टेंट्स यही दोबारा कंप्यूट करने की जरूरत नहीं. इज दैट थिंग क्लियर बेटा? किसी को डाउट यहाँ तक? देख लो बेटा एक बार. इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट प्लीज आस्क इन दिस प्रॉब्लम. Next we will see how we can solve a boundary value problem using Laplace transformation. So suppose you have this problem. Solve y double dash plus 9y is equal to 1. Y of 0 is 0 and y of pi by 2 is 0 is 1. Okay, now you see, because conditions are given, one condition is given at 0 and one condition is given at pi by 2. So this is a boundary value problem. Fine. So again, what we will do, we will take Laplace transformation. So you will get L of y double dash plus 9y is equal to L of 1. So this is s square L of y minus s y of 0 minus y dash 0 plus 9 L of y is equal to L of 1 is 1 by s. Now you see, y of 0 is given to you. This is 0. So just put 0 here. But y dash 0 is not given. Okay, so you just call it some constant, a. Right, so you will have s square, this term and this term. plus 9 L of y, right, is equal to 1 by s plus a. This I am bringing on the other side. Fine. So here you'll get L of y is equal to 1 by s plus a upon s square plus 9. So this is L of y is equal to 1 upon s into s square plus 9 plus a upon s square plus 9. Now I want to take Laplace inverse. So I can write this further as, I can make its partial fraction 1 by s minus s upon s square plus 9 divided by 1 by 9. Fine. Plus a by s square plus 9. Now I'll take Laplace inverse. So what you'll get y on the left hand side is equal to L inverse of this thing. So 1 by 9 outside, 1 by s minus s upon s square plus 9 plus a outside, L inverse of 1 upon s square plus 9. So what is this? This is 1 by 9. L inverse of 1 by s is 1. This is cos 3t plus a by 3. I'll divide by 3 and multiply with 3. So this is sin 3t. Now this constant is there, which we have to determine. For that you'll use y at pi by 2 is 1. Y at pi by 2 is 1. It is given. So you'll just put it here, pi by 2. So you'll get 1 is equal to 1 by 9. 1 minus cos 3 pi by 2, that is 0. Plus a by 3 sin 3 pi by 2, that is minus 1. So from here, you'll get your a. So this is, you can, a by 3 is 1 by 9 minus 1, which is minus 8 by 9. So your a is minus 8 by 3. So your final answer is y of t is 1 by 9, 1 minus cos 3t minus 8 by 9 sin 3t. देखो बेटा इसमें किसी को डाउट, हाउ टू सॉल्व बाउंड्री वैल्यू प्रॉब्लम्स यूजिंग लैप्लेस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन? इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट प्लीज आस्क मी. पूछिए बेटा. Okay. Now, before moving to the next topic, do you remember we have a discussion again and again that what are the conditions on f so that we can certainly say that Laplace transformation will exist, right? So let us discuss that thing. So now we are going to discuss what are the conditions on f so that we can be sure about existence of L of f of t. Okay, so this is our problem, that what should be the conditions on f so that we are sure about the existence of L of f of t. Clear beta? Because L of f of t is equal to 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st ft dt. Now because this integral involves 0 to t infinity, right? So this may not be proper. So this may not exist. So we need to know what are the conditions on f of t so that this integral is there, like it has a finite value. So for that we need some definitions. One is piecewise continuous function. Piecewise continuous functions. Anybody can, do you know what are piecewise continuous functions, beta? Anybody? Am I audible? Abhinav, Akshit,
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
do you know what is piecewise continuous function? Varun?
Functions which are continuous on a particular range for the domain.
Yeah, but piecewise है ना बेटा? So okay, so I will tell you. Suppose there is a function f of t and there is an interval a b, right? Continuous, everybody knows, right? So if a function is continuous on the interval, what is the meaning of that? We already know. Now suppose this function ft is continuous on ab, is continuous everywhere on AB, everywhere on AB except at finite number of points, at finite number of points. मतलब ए बी के अंदर हर जगह ये कंटिन्यूस है एक्सेप्ट एट से 1 2 3 4, मतलब जितने भी पॉइंट्स है फाइनाइट हो, मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि इनफाइनाइट नंबर ऑफ पॉइंट्स पे वो डिसकंटिन्यूस है, फाइनाइट नंबर ऑफ पॉइंट्स पे वो डिसकंटिन्यूस हो सकता है. प्लस एंड द discontinuity at these points is a jump discontinuity, is a jump discontinuity. अब jump discontinuity क्या होती है? Jump discontinuity is that left hand side limit exists and right hand side limit exists, but they are not equal. Left hand side limit and right hand side limit both exist, but are not equal. Are not equal. So such a discontinuity is called jump discontinuity. Is this in clear? So function is said to be piecewise continuous on an interval a b if there are at most finite number of points where function is discontinuous, plus the type of discontinuity should be a jump discontinuity. What is a jump discontinuity? Jump discontinuity means left hand side limit exists, right hand side limit exists, but they are not equal. Fine. So let me discuss some examples of this piecewise continuous function, right? So let us see. Can you give me any example? Anybody जो आपको functions already known है, उसमें से आप सोच सकते हो कोई function जो piecewise continuous function हो?
GIF of x.
Greatest integer function, right? Good. So if you look at this greatest integer function of f x, so इसका ग्राफ कैसे बनता है? On any interval, say 5 to 10, इसका ग्राफ कैसे बनेगा? या फिर 0 to 10. So 0 से लेके 1 तक क्या होती है इसकी वैल्यू? 0 से लेके 1 तक इसकी वैल्यू क्या होती है? 0. देन 1 से लेके 2 तक इसकी वैल्यू क्या होती है? 1. 2 से लेके 3 तक इसकी वैल्यू क्या होती है? 2. And so on, right? Is this in clear? So now you can see if you take any interval, there will be only finitely many points of discontinuity, and point of discontinuity is type of discontinuity is, you see left hand side limit exists, right hand side limit exists, but they are not equal. So there are jumps. So this is one jump, this is another jump, and so on. So this is an example of piecewise continuous function. Is this in clear? Okay. Now this function f of x is equal to 1 minus 1, x greater than 0, x less than is equal to 0. Is it a piecewise continuous function on any interval? Anybody? What is the nature of this function, beta? Is it a continuous function? It is a continuous function everywhere except at 0. है ना? This function is continuous except at 0. Everywhere it is continuous function. So there are only finitely many points of discontinuity, whatever interval you take. And at 0 also the discontinuity is left hand side limit exists, right hand side limit exists, but they are not equal. So this is a jump discontinuity. So this is a piecewise continuous function on any interval. Clear, beta? Now you see this one. Cos x upon x on 0 to infinity. Can you tell me? Is it piecewise continuous on the interval which I am talking about? Anybody? बेटा ये बताइए फंक्शन कहाँ पे, is it a continuous function? Cos x upon x. The only problematic point is 0, है ना? This is continuous except at 0. अब 0 पे देख लो. What is the limit x going to 0? Cos x upon x. This is infinity, right? So this is not a jump discontinuity. Jump discontinuity में क्या होना चाहिए? Left hand side limit और right hand side limit exist करनी चाहिए. यहाँ पे cos x upon x is going to infinity at 0. So this is not a piecewise continuous function on this interval. Not a piecewise continuous function on this interval. Is this in clear? अगर मैं आपको दूं cos x upon x 1 to infinity, then this is a continuous function, and every continuous function is of course a piecewise continuous function also. Clear है बेटा ये सबको? Now tell me this last one. F of x is equal to x plus 4, x less than 0, 1 by x square, 0, less than x less than 5, and 7 for x greater than equal to 5. Can you tell me? Is it a piecewise continuous function on any interval? यहाँ पे देखिए कौन कौन से पॉइंट्स ये फंक्शन कंटिन्यूअस है. x plus 4, 7 is continuous. This is also continuous except at 0. So कौन कौन से 0 पे हमें चेक करना होगा और 5 पे चेक करना होगा, क्योंकि लेफ्ट हैंड साइड और राइट हैंड साइड पे प्रॉब्लम आएगी. अब देखिए 0 पे at x is equal to 0, left hand limit is 4, right hand limit is infinity, does not exist. So this is not a jump discontinuity. Not a jump discontinuity. Okay, and at x is equal to 5, left hand limit is 1 by 25 and right hand limit is 7. So they are not equal, but they don't both exist. So this is a jump discontinuity. ठीक है? So सिर्फ 0 और 5 पे problem है. So any interval which contains 0, in that interval it is not piecewise continuous. क्यों? क्योंकि 0 पे jump discontinuity नहीं है. And any interval which contains 5, उस पे ये piecewise continuous है. And any interval which does not contain 0 and 5, उस पे ये continuous है. Is this thing clear, beta? So this is what are piecewise continuous functions. Then we have something called function of exponential order. We have something called function of exponential order. So what is this function of exponential order? नाम से कुछ क्लियर हो रहा है बेटा? ऐसा फंक्शन जिसका मैग्नीट्यूड एक्सपोनेंशियल फंक्शन के आसपास है, that is called function of exponential order. So I'll tell you the definition. Definition is, you have a function f of x is said to be of exponential order c, is said to be of exponential order c if there exists a constant m, if there exists a constant m greater than 0 and a real number x1. पहले मैं लिख रही हूँ, then I'll tell you what is the meaning of each term which I have written. And a real number x1 such that f of x is mod of f of x is less than is equal to m e raised to power cx for x greater than equal to x1. Okay, so इसका क्या मतलब है? ज्योमेट्रिकली इसका क्या मतलब है कि एक पॉइंट आता है x is equal to x1, जिसके बाद ग्राफ ऑफ f of x is like magnitude of f of x is lower than m times e raised to power cx. Is this clear? So हम क्या कह रहे हैं कि फंक्शन इज सेड टू बी एन एक्सपोनेंशियल ऑर्डर c अगर फंक्शन का मैग्नीट्यूड e raised to power cx into a constant time उससे छोटा है after certain values. Like it's not necessary that it should be smaller than this from the beginning. There comes a point x is equal to x1 after which your graph of f of x will be lower than this m e raised to power cx. Is that thing clear? Then we say that the function is of exponential order c. So for example, look at this function f of x is equal to sine x. Now I know that mod of f of x, which is mod of sine of x, this is less than is equal to 1. So I can write it as 1 into e raised to power 0x. This is for all x. So we get that sine x is less than is equal to m e raised to power cx for all x. Therefore, sin x is a function of exponential order 0. Function of exponential order 0. इसका मतलब क्या है कि हम sin x को रिलेट कर रहे हैं कि इसके मैग्नीट्यूड को e raised to power किससे कंपेयर किया जा सकता है. So we are saying sin x has a magnitude equivalent to e raised to power 0x. Is this thing clear, beta? ये समझ में आ गया सबको?
Yes, ma'am.
So, for example, if you look at this cos x by x, the question is it of exponential order for x greater than equal to 0? Is it of exponential order for x greater than equal to 0? ये क्वेश्चन है. अब आपके पास देखिए क्या है. We want to show cos x upon x mod is less than is equal to m e raised power cx for some m and some c. इसको you can look at like this also. It means that cos x upon x e raised power minus cx should be less than is equal to m, है ना? So we want to show that this function is bounded. Just a minute, beta. Okay, students, is this thing clear? This is another way. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we can, if we want to show that f of x is of exponential order, then we can show like this कि हम इस function को bounded show कर दें. e raised power minus cx को इधर ले आए. एक तरीका तो ये था ना कि आपने जैसे sin x हमें पता ही था डायरेक्टली सिंपल क्वेश्चन कि ऐसे हो जाएगा. यहाँ पे देखिए अब this is what I am doing is I am saying e raised power minus cx क्योंकि ये तो पॉजिटिव है मॉड से बाहर लिख लो अंदर लिख लो does not matter cos x upon x, right? So this is less than cos x की maximum value क्या है 1. So this is less than is equal to e raised power minus 6 upon mod of x. Now can you tell me is it bounded? इसको क्या मैं किसी m से छोटा कर सकती हूँ? Can I make it less than some m? What is the limit as x goes to 0? Limit x going to 0 of this function. Infinity है ना? Right? So this cannot be of exponential order. So this function is not of exponential order for x greater than equal to 0. Is this thing clear, beta? अगर 0 को आप exclude कर दोगे for x greater than equal to 1 or x greater than equal to 2, then it can be of exponential order. But here you are saying that you want to start from 0. Clear? So what was our aim? We wanted to know under what conditions on f we are sure that Laplace transformation exists. So we have this theorem, which is existence theorem for Laplace transform. Existence theorem for Laplace transform. So what this theorem says that if f is piecewise continuous on 0 to infinity, is piecewise continuous on 0 to infinity, and is of is of exponential order C for x greater than equal to 0, that is, we are saying mod of f of x is less than is equal to m e raised power cx for x greater than equal to 0, then L of f of t exists for s greater than c. Now, do you understand? Do you remember that whenever we have computed formulas for Laplace transformation, there was a condition on C also? Do you remember, beta? For example, L of 1 was 1 by S for S greater than 0. So in the theorem also you can see that condition. Okay. So all the proof is not in your syllabus, but it is very simple. So I'll just tell you. So we have here f of t is piecewise continuous on 0 to infinity. F of t is piecewise continuous on 0 to infinity, and e raised power minus st is continuous function, है ना? If I multiply these two functions, so e raised power minus st ft is piecewise continuous. If I multiply a piecewise continuous with a continuous function, obviously I'll get a piecewise continuous function. So integral करने में कोई problem नहीं आएगी. Okay, so because every piecewise continuous function is integrable, right? So there is no problem in integration. The only problem is that at infinity, it may become infinity, right? So what we should write, we will write like this. So because this is a piecewise continuous function, the integral exists. So the only thing required is that it should be finite at infinity, right? So now you look at this. 0 to infinity e raised power minus st ft dt. I am looking at its magnitude. So this is less than is equal to 0 to infinity. You can bring the modulus inside. E raised power minus st ft mod of this dt. Now because this is of exponential order, so we have f of t mod is less than is equal to m e raised power minus c t, right? Is this thing clear? So we have plus ct, sorry. Okay. So here we will have 0 to infinity. This is less than is equal to e raised power minus st m e raised power ct dt. Okay. So you can bring this m outside. So this is less than is equal to m 0 to infinity e raised power c minus s t dt. Right. Now you just integrate. This function is e raised power minus s minus ct upon s minus c 0 to infinity. Now, if s is greater than c, then this is positive. So infinity will give you 0. So for s greater than c, you have this. This is m. When you put infinity, this is 0 minus. When you put 0, this is 1. So 1 upon s minus c. So you get that L of f of t is less than is equal to. Okay. So you get that L of f of t mod of L of f of t is less than is equal to m c s minus c for s greater than c. It means that this is finite for s greater than c. Therefore, L of f of t exists for s greater than c. Okay. So you got that. What are the conditions on f for it to be so that Laplace transform exists? Is that it should be piecewise continuous and it should be of exponential order for x greater than equal to 0. And there is one note that these are only the sufficient conditions, not the necessary ones. The above conditions are sufficient and not necessary. इसका क्या मतलब है कि if these conditions are satisfied, then Laplace transform will exist. But if these conditions are not satisfied, then also the Laplace transformation can exist. So इसका example मैं आपको दे रही हूँ. T raised power minus half. Okay, this is a function t raised power minus half. This is not piecewise continuous on 0 to infinity. Not piecewise continuous on 0 to infinity. कैसे? 0 पे देखिए इसकी लिमिट xt गोइंग टू 0 1 by root t, this is infinity. So piecewise continuous नहीं है क्योंकि jump discontinuity नहीं है. And also, is it of exponential order? If we try to see, we want to make f of t mod less than is equal to m e raised power c t for some m and c. So this is 1 by root t e raised power minus c t less than is equal to m. But ये वाली चीज देखिए, इसकी लिमिट क्या आएगी? लिमिट t going to 0 e raised power minus ct root t is infinity. Therefore, not of exponential order. तो ये फंक्शन ना तो पीस वाइज कंटिन्यूअस है ना एक्सपोनेंशियल ऑर्डर का है फॉर x ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 0, बट इसका लैपलेस ट्रांसफॉर्म देखिए एग्जिस्ट करता है L ऑफ t रेज़ पर माइनस हाफ, दिस इज 0 टू इंफिनिटी e रेज़ पर माइनस st t रेज़ पर माइनस हाफ dt. I want to compute this integral. Okay, so we can prove that this integral, you just make this substitution, t is equal to u square. So आपका हो जाएगा dt is equal to 2u du. So आपका इंटीग्रल बन जाएगा 0 to infinity e raised to minus su square 1 by u. Then you have 2u du. This and this will cancel. This is 2 0 to infinity e raised to minus su square du. Okay, now you can again make this substitution. You can put s root s into u is equal to another variable, say z. So you have root s du is equal to dz. So your integral becomes 0 to infinity e raised to a minus z square dz by root s. So you have, this is 2 by root s 0 to infinity e raised to a minus z square dz. This integral is well defined and its value is root pi by 2. So you get, this is root pi by s. Okay, so this is a function which is neither piecewise continuous function nor is of exponential order, but still its Laplace transformation exists. So you have to remember that Laplace transformation, these conditions are only sufficient conditions, they are not necessary conditions. Okay, beta? So we are done for today. Please revisit this lecture because there are some things which you need to revise. Okay, then tomorrow we'll start with convolution theorem. Okay, thank you everybody. और आप लोगों का टेस्ट है बेटा सेशनल, डू यू नो? मैंने आपको मैसेज कर दिया है सबको.
Yes.
जस्ट रिकॉर्डिंग फर्स्ट.